My name is Roman Pitts, and this is my research proposal video. Basically, the problem that I want to research is homelessness and drug addiction, how the two are interconnected, and how we as a country can solve the problem. So the issue is basically that homelessness and drug addiction run rampant in especially metropolitan as well as very, very rural areas, and metropolitan areas are where you're going to see it the most. While it can also happen in suburban and just kind of in between areas. It's very, very common in like Appalachia and super metro areas like New York, Phoenix, places like that. I already know that it is a very, very, very big problem that we are facing, and I think that it's worth researching, absolutely, because these people are being treated so poorly. They are met with extreme weather conditions, they're met with police hostility, they're met with judgment from every single person. Nobody will look twice at a homeless person or an addict. Nobody will think that person deserves compassion. They will almost always think that person got themselves into that situation. They need to pull themselves out, which is extremely difficult if you have no access to rehabilitation, no access to safely using these substances, no access to housing, no access to a job. How are you supposed to pull yourself out of something when you do not have the resources to? I don't really have much of a connection. I can sympathize with not really wanting to go through withdrawal. I took Adderall. I still take Adderall, but I took a very, very high dose. They overdosed me on it, and I would go through withdrawal every single day. I would go through withdrawal, and it hurts. It is like the worst sickness in the world, and I would understand why you wouldn't want to do that, why you wouldn't want to go through that. It's painful, it's repeated, and it can hospitalize you. So I'm really hoping to answer the question of why we haven't, as a society, implemented this on a large scale. Because you'll see in places like New York, they have housing available for homeless people, or people who are in a certain tax bracket they have housing for, and they have some drug clinics where people can go in and they can safely and use their substances and be monitored by a nurse, a doctor, somebody like that, and it improves their quality of living because they're using clean, they're using sterile equipment, they're using medical grade, basically, substances that won't mess up their system. It won't get anything else, no foreign substances in the bloodstream other than what they're using, and it just overall improves their quality of life because they are no longer fighting to get access to this thing. So my question, once again, is why haven't we, on a widespread scale, implemented this in metropolitan and rural areas of the United States?